Hello, this is Dana Arcuri from danaarcuri.com, author, speaker, survivor, and certified trauma recovery coach. Thank you so much for joining me today. As you can see, I am not videotaping myself, and I have something on my mind, and I wanted to immediately record this without putting any time and energy into the whole makeup, fixing the hair and all that. So let's just get to the gist of it. This has been something long coming. This is a topic to do with family estrangement, social functions with the estranged family members, whether we should attend the funeral, the memorial, the wedding, and any other social function where we know our relatives will be attending. And so the reason why I'm having this content shared today is because there's been so many people throughout the past few years who have asked questions about attending the, say, for example, the narcissistic mother or father or sibling or relative's funeral, whether they should go to this function, whether they should attend holiday gatherings. But it seems like a lot of people are focusing on like the funeral and or the memorial, especially if it was a very toxic, manipulative, abusive relationship with your mother, your father, your abusive siblings, a relative, etc., etc. And so I wanted to just kind of keep it real over here. Now, in my opinion, and this is based on A, my education, B, my own personal experience, C, this is coming from someone who is trauma informed. I am a certified trauma recovery coach. I do support and advocate for all survivors, especially narcissistic abuse, sibling abuse, a dysfunctional family, and all forms of abuse. And so here's the question. Do we or do we not attend any type of social function or gathering in which we know at least one or more family members will be attending and we are no longer in contact with these very family members? And so this is a question that is extremely personal. It is something that we can't decide for anyone else. Because it is such a sensitive situation, it really is up to each survivor to determine what is in their best interest. And in my own personal experience, I can share some reasons and feedback and explanations of why attending, especially a funeral and or memorial of a relative in which you are estranged, why it is unhealthy, why it is not safe, and why it is extremely a negative experience, why it could actually do you more harm than good. So let's get started. In my opinion, the only reason why we are estranged from these family members is because we did suffer habitual abuse, gaslighting, manipulation, triangulation of relationships, smear campaigns, retaliation, spitefulness of these toxic relatives. And because we have endured so much time, decade after decade, being beaten down, being bullied, being stonewalled, being hoovered, being told that they are the victim and we are the perpetrator, it is absolutely a big setback to put ourselves in such a extremely uncomfortable and unsafe situation in which if we would attend a funeral and just say it could be your sibling or your mother or your father or your grandparents or some relative, and you are estranged from your family, and then you attend this function, it can actually lead to a lot more gaslighting, manipulation, stonewalling, bullying. There could be physical violence. There could be such extreme poisonous, unhealthy dynamics that take place at this funeral and or memorial. Why would you ever put yourself in that position? Why would you cause yourself more trauma, more abuse, more anguish? Doesn't it make more sense that we would use wisdom and discernment to carve out our own way to say goodbye to that deceased relative? And that we could do something privately on our own terms in whatever manner that we deem fit. Wouldn't it make more sense to just pass on the funeral, the memorial, or any other social function where these estranged relatives will be in attendance? And so a lot of people who have dealt with family estrangement, who have dealt with narcissistic abuse, sibling abuse, and all the very unhealthy, psychologically disturbing dynamics of unhealthy relationships, we can understand that this is a setback. It does not do us any good. You know, for people to say, oh, you just need to have respect and you need to attend this funeral or this memorial because they're your mother. And people will say, but it's your father, but it's your mother, etc., etc. But we must understand, just because someone's your mother, your father, your sibling, or your relative, it does not mean that they were kind to you, that they were loving to you, that they respected you, or that you had a positive, healthy relationship with them. No. Instead, blood is not thicker than water. We have come to learn that it is only by going no contact with these relatives in which then we could finally find healing on the other side of this traumatic ordeal that we have suffered and endured for countless years. It's so easy for people to try to judge us, condemn us, shame us, and victim blame us. But in reality, it really doesn't matter what other people think. Because how much are you going to lose? How much are you willing to give up? How much are you willing to sacrifice? Are you going to sacrifice your mental health and your safety just because you're going to a funeral? Is it worth it? What price are you willing to pay to lose your own soul for these people? What, so you could just act like you're being respectful so you're showing up at a funeral? I'm sorry, but no. We are not going to attend the funeral. We are not going to attend any social functions in which the toxic, malicious, spiteful, vengeful relatives are in attendance. The one reason why it is incredibly unproductive and unhealthy is because the very reasons why you went no contact to begin with will start happening again and again and again at this funeral, at this social function. So if you do say, I feel it's best to go to the funeral, prepare for the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. Know in advance that you may be putting yourself in harm's way, that this is not good for your mental health, that this is not even safe physically, mentally, spiritually, and on so many different levels. You are putting yourself at risk to have a setback, to end up having more pain. We can understand that when there is constant bullying, harassment, manipulation, and gaslighting, it only produces more stress. It is not something that we want to have to go through again and again and again. We call that self-sabotage. So please, dear souls, respect yourself. Have enough love for yourself that you can let go of those who don't love you. And please don't tell me that we should just get over it or just move on. Because anyone who has personally experienced growing up in a very unhealthy, unstable home, who have been manipulated and abused for their entire lifetime by either their mother, father, grandparents, brothers or sisters, or other relatives, there is no going back to that. It is extremely hellish. It causes so much pain, heartbreak, and ongoing turmoil. And so we must come to the conclusion that attending a funeral and or memorial or some other social function, whether it's a wedding, a graduation, holidays, it's not helpful in our healing journey. If we want to heal, the best way is to end the abuse cycle. That means we hold our head high and we walk away from those who don't respect us, who don't respect our boundaries, who are cruel and manipulative towards us. And we carve out a brand new life. We create and we rebuild a new life, filled and surrounded around people who do love us, who respect us, who know that we are valuable, that we are worthy to be treated with care, with kindness, and with compassion. And so today, know that only you can make the choice of whether you will see other relatives who you are estranged from when you go to a social function, or that it's okay to just opt out and to know that you deserve better and you don't deserve to be mistreated and to be treated like trash habitually by these people. So we release them. We let them go. We are the brave, courageous souls who have walked away from unhealthy dynamics so we could then start connecting with healthier people, and we could build healthier, more meaningful, rewarding relationships with like-minded people who love us for who we are, both positive and negative, that they treat us with dignity and empathy and compassion. And so share with me, if you are estranged from your family, or it might just be your siblings, or it could just be with your mother or your father, have you or have you not chosen to attend a funeral, a memorial, or another social function? If you did go to the funeral, memorial, or social function, what was the outcome? Did you regret it? Did you believe that this was actually extremely horrifying and negative for you? Did it give you a setback? Did it cause you more harm than good? And if you chose to not attend any of these social functions, including a funeral, do you believe it was the best thing that you did for yourself? Do you have peace of mind knowing that you made the right and healthiest choice for yourself? Feel free to write your comments down below, and I really wish everyone a very, very helpful, happy, peaceful holiday season in which you will stand up for yourself. You will stand up for the truth. You will speak up. You will show up. And you will give yourself the tender, loving care that you deserve. Because, my friend, you are so worthy of being heard, of being seen, of knowing that you matter, and of having relationships with people who really, truly, and genuinely care about you. Thank you. And if you'd like to check out my website and books, you can go to danaarcuri.com. Bye-bye.